Hey, what is up, guys? It is Gospel here, and today I am doing another CU profession guide. Today we're doing squad leader. I was thinking about maybe putting in, squad leader, creature handler, bounty hunter, all these classes together, with commando, but I figured these classes are actually unique enough that I will make them their own separate videos, as within the class there's quite a bit to cover. So today we're doing squad leader. We're gonna look at the squad leader requirements. As I'm going through this video, understand that some things in the squad leader class do not work at the moment on the beta server. I want to emphasize that it is beta, but that they will eventually be working, as well as some of the things you see in this video will be adjusted numbers wise, because as you will see, squad leader is very strong to the point of being overpowered. For educating purposes, for people to learn the game and understand the profession, everything I can give you all the information you need right now. So this is good. Anyways, the requirements for squad leader are Scout XXX4, so Survival 4 and Scout, and then also XXX4 Marksman, so Range Support 4 and Marksman, and then you can grab Novice Squad Leader and go up to the Squad Leader Master. Squad Leader has buffs, debuffs, and more buffs. They have a lot of stuff at their disposal, and we're going to go over it in this video. So I'll go over the individual buffs first. So first we got Verbal Assault. This enhancement increases the amount of aggression generated by an enemy for a single target. That means it's going to help your tanks generate aggro if you throw it on them, or if you're a huge troll, throw it on your healer if you want to ruin the entire experience. And then we have Combat Feint, which is the opposite. It's to decrease aggro. Someone doesn't generate as much aggression or aggro, so you would probably want to throw that on a healer. Although I will say, problem with these buffs, these single target buffs at least, is they all share a cooldown. All the single target buffs share a cooldown. Next up is Toughen. It says this enhancement increases defense ratings of a single target. This actually gives the player you target with 1,000 armor. Problem with this is that it's not working at the moment. I don't actually know if the PvE buffs are working, but this one I know Toughen is not working. It's 1,000 armor though, or it should be 1,000 armor. It will eventually work, and it will eventually be really good. So you can increase someone's armor by 1,000. This will be useful in PvE, it'll be useful in PvP. I will note that you cannot put these buffs, or should not be able to put these buffs on the squad leader, and eventually that'll be fixed, because as you can see, the next buff I'm going to go over is High Yield. High Yield, it says this enhancement increases the damage output of a single target. This is straight up a 25% damage boost. Right now I can apply it to myself, which is overpowered. For the group buffs, we'll start with, I think this is Call to Arms. Call to Arms is a group-wide 1,000 armor buff. Also not working. I mean, the buff applies, but the armor doesn't work. It will eventually be put in. Don't worry about it. We're doing this for educational purposes. This is a beta. But Call to Arms, 1,000 armor to everybody in the group. It does stack. The buff does stack with Toughen, so you can give someone 1,000 armor and then another 1,000 armor with Call to Arms. Or Form Up, which is what I have on right now. I can take it off, actually. Let me take it off real quick. So I take it off, I'm slow. Form Up makes you run faster. It's nice. It doesn't negate snares, but it does help you move faster when you are snared, which is, if you're unfamiliar with SWG terminology, snares are slows. Next we have Blaze of Glory. Now this, I've tested this pretty extensively, doesn't work at the moment. But when it does work, it could be very scary. We'll have to see how it is in balance. It says, this group ability gives all group members a chance to score a critical hit and increase damage by 50%. Only one group enhancement can be active at a time. I think this is actually, if I'm reading this skill correctly, it should increase critical hit damage by 50%. If it increases everybody's damage by 50%, then that's insane. If you just regular damage, I don't know. I don't think that's the way it's going to work. I think it's going to increase critical damage by 50%. We'll see if this is balanced or not, though, eventually. Double time. Okay, so double time is literally just decreasing cooldowns. Actually, yeah, it is just a major cooldown reduction. It works for everything, including healing. So this is actually a huge ability if you want to reduce the cooldown of your healers and be able to heal more. Also, it increases DPS by reducing the DPS cooldowns. I can actually show the difference here. Actually, it'll actually be all right. All right, so I'm going to hit Monarch here with Advanced Critical Shot from Bounty Hunter. And then we're going to queue it up again. It was at 13, 42, 26. So 42, 26. And we'll see how long it is before he hits again. Okay, so it was at 26 and then went to 34. So that's 8 seconds. We'll switch over to Monarch real quick. Heal myself. And then we'll test this ability with double time on. So we'll do it once. And then we'll queue it up again. It's at 57. 42, 57. To 57 to 03. So that is significantly less. It went from 8 seconds to 6 seconds on the cooldown for a single ability. So 2 seconds off your cooldown. I'm not sure if that's 2 seconds off everything, I would say. Maybe it's like a percentage or something like that. But it does seem to work extremely, extremely well. Like, it is actually nuts how good that ability is. Next up is Tactics. We can use that. Go ahead and use that. It says your squad leader's tactical knowledge increases your defenses, group enhancement, modified defense by 150 points. This is actually really good. The higher your defenses, the lower your opponent will hit to a certain point, right? The higher your defenses, the more towards the min your opponent will hit of their weapon. So this is overall a really great buff. It does work. I've used it in PvE and it's very useful. It is a really decent buff. Next we have Steady Aim. Steady Aim is an accuracy buff. It gives 150 accuracy, which also increases the damage. As you can see, I hit this guy for 875 before. I'll hit him again. I'm now hitting him for 1069. That's because I now have an accuracy buff. Also, remember these numbers are with high yield on me, which is a 25% damage boost. So that's it for the group buffs. Actually, sorry, we have a few more. Sorry, we have Volley Fire. Okay, so Volley Fire, I actually don't know how good it'll be, but what it's supposed to do is reduce the enemy's armor effectiveness. So to a certain degree, you're bypassing their armor, sort of like armor break, but on all of your group, and it just applies to whoever you're hitting. Currently, don't see a difference with it, but that's okay. Next, we have Recharge and Retreat. Now, I don't really understand the worth of these abilities. I think these are actually maybe pre-CU abilities left in, but they make you run really fast. I think it's faster than Form Up, and you get like a negative on yourself, the negative 200 defense modifier. So if you're a squad leader and you use this ability, you will take more damage, but you will give everyone in your group a huge move speed buff. I think this is actually faster than Form Up. Could be, yeah. I could notice I slowed down when I did that, and this actually needs to be listed as a debuff. This is a beta bug because any debuff that's on your buff bar you can just remove, but I can't remove these armor buffs, right? Because these are on the debuff bar. Retreat basically does the same thing, gives you a big buff to your move speed, except that it reduces the mind and action regen by 100%. Boost morale is supposed to distribute wounds. So let's say someone in your group, you got an 8-man group, and someone in your group has 400 wounds and no one else is wounded. You use boost morale, it's going to split that 400 among the 8 people. And so the person who has 400 wounds will now only have 50 wounds, and everyone else in the group will gain 50 wounds. Just splits up the wounds. Second chance, sort of like boost morale, except it does it with damage. So it distributes all the damage people have evenly. So if someone's, got 800 points of damage on them, you use boost morale, or sorry, second chance, and then all of a sudden everybody in the group, assuming you have an 8-man group, has 100 points instead of one person have 800 damage. All right, so this is the most controversial stuff coming up right now. Oh, actually, before we go to the controversial, we got one more ability. We've got one more ability before I get to the real controversy here. Rally Point. This ability creates a new waypoint that is shared by all group members. Okay, so not very interesting, right? Except that it gives a defensive rally point. It says reduce damage taken by 5%, increased chance to dodge by 5%. I think the 5% damage taken reduction is working, but not the chance to dodge. I think that's an NGE thing left over. But as you can see, boom, you can place it down, and it doesn't have a very long cooldown. It's nice. It's just a nice little squad leader thing they get, especially because in SWG, you can't say it like raid target indicators or anything like that. like you could in WoW. So, you know, squad leaders get this, and they can move the group, you know, and so that's pretty cool. I like that. Now here's the most controversial thing we've got. We've got paint target and called shot. Okay, so I'm gonna hit Monarch with advanced critical shot real quick. 700 damage. Okay, that seems fine. Now we're gonna apply paint target. Paint target actually is sort of bugged right now. It'll show a indicator over the character that they're a target, but it won't show on their debuff bar or anything. And you hit them, and I went from 700 damage to 770 damage. So it gave me about 10% more damage against my character Monarch here. Now that isn't huge, right? Like 10%, you're thinking, okay, whatever, not a big deal, right? Well, squad leader gets called shot. The description for called shot is, this ability allows the squad leader to call out a specific target. The next attack to that target from the squad leader's group will have a significant increase to accuracy and damage. The amount of the improvement increases as the squad leader becomes more skilled, right? So there's a called shot stat bonus within the squad leader profession. So remember, I was hitting him for 700 or 770 before. We're going to use called shot on him. So now you can see he's got this debuff on him. All right. And then we're going to hit him again. 1607 damage. 1600 damage in a single hit. That is a lot of damage. And that is why called shot's extremely overpowered. You have to be in a group to use it. You can't just use it running around by yourself. But if you're in a group, you can use it, and it is extremely overpowered right now. I'm only using it with advanced critical shot, and you know, I don't even have high yield on me because it's still on cooldown. It wore off while we were doing this video. SL does damage. Right now, called shot is doing too much damage, and it will be adjusted appropriately. But still, it's going to be making squad leaders very worthwhile to go after in a group. In PvE and in PvP, I mean, you imagine you do called shot on a target in PvE, and then you let your tanks take a swing at it. They're going to get a bunch of aggro right off the bat because they're going to be doing all that damage. I don't have much else to say other than, you know, squad leader's awesome. I think it's going to be a great class. I can't wait to see people use it in spin groups and PvP and PvE, doing some of the higher end PvE, because PvE actually is a challenge on this server. I'm really enjoying it. I've been playing almost every day for the past couple of weeks, and it's been a blast. Still lots to do for myself. Please, if you liked the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what profession you're excited for next, as well as I'm going to leave a link to my Twitch, so you can come catch me over there. I'm streaming almost every day, and I'm going to leave a link to Restoration and the website and the Discord down below, and you can join us on Restoration 3 in the CU. Hope you all are having a good day, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.